There are some things in the NBA, some laws of physics that you accept as true.
Yeah, absolute truths.
Right, like the ball is round, the court is 94 feet, and the big one, franchise icons, they just don't leave.
I don't. It's the Tim Duncan rule, right? The Kobe rule.
Yeah.
You stay, you get the statue. It's supposed to be clean, tidy.
It's the romantic version of sports. But if you've been anywhere near a screen this week, you know the romance is dead. We're recording this on Thursday, January 29th, 2026. The trade deadline is a week away.
February 5th. It's coming up fast.
And that impossible thing, the thing that just wasn't supposed to happen, it feels like it's happening. Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks might actually be over.
I think might is doing a lot of work there. I think we're past might. The noise coming out of Milwaukee, it isn't just noise anymore. It's a siren.
So for today, we really need to dig in. This isn't just about reading rumors off a timeline.
No, we have to figure out why this is happening now so fast. We need to look at the actual mechanics of, how do you even trade a $54 million contract? And honestly, the collateral damage, there are real people involved in this.
Yeah, and we're pulling from everything. Shams Charania's reports, the cap breakdowns from Bobby Marks, and some really detailed local stuff from the writers in Milwaukee and New York. So let's start with the big one. The catalyst.
The explosion.
Right, because this wasn't a slow burn. This felt like it happened overnight.
It did. The report from Shams this week, it was so simple, but it just blew everything up.
Just a few words.
Yeah. The Bucks are listening. That's it. For a decade, if a GM called about Giannis, the Bucks would, laugh and hang up?
Instantly, it was a dial tone.
And now they're not hanging up.
And it all seems to track back to one specific moment, that blowout loss to OKC. I watched that game, and the press conference after, it felt different.
That was the point of no return.
Yeah.
That's the phrase people are using. And you have to look at the context. The Bucks are 18-27. They're 12th in the East. They look old.
And slow.
And slow. But then Giannis goes to the podium, and he doesn't give the usual script, we got to be better. He called the team selfish.
That's the word that just hangs in the air. Selfish. Giannis is the ultimate team guy. When he's the one questioning the chemistry.
It's a wrap. It really is. And when sources are saying he told the team the moment has come to part ways, well, you can't put that back in the bottle.
So the front office is looking at a losing record, an unhappy superstar, and they realize they can't fix it around him.
They hit a wall. So the only move left is to tear it all down.
Which means the for sale sign is officially up. And this is where it gets chaotic and kind of fun. Every single GM has to make a call, right?
You have to. But realistically, there are only, 4 teams that can actually put a real offer on the table?
Okay, so let's get into them. The reporting has it as the Warriors, the Heat, the Knicks, and a bit of a surprise, the Timberwolves.
The wild card, yeah.
Let's start with Golden State. This feels like the main event, the one everyone is talking about.
It's the headline. The box office dream. Giannis and Steph Curry for one last ride.
The narrative is perfect.
It is. But let's put the story aside for a minute and just look at the math. The reason the Warriors are the frontrunners isn't the story. It's the assets. It's the picks.
Okay, so unpack that for me. What makes their picks so much better than anyone else's?
It's what people are calling the post-Steph timeline. Golden State can offer first-round picks in 2026, 2028, 2030, and 2032. Now, I want you to think about the year 2032.
I try not to. Makes me feel ancient.
Fair enough. But what do the Warriors look like in 2032? Steph will be long gone. Draymond's retired. The whole dynasty is a memory. There's a very, very high chance that team is going to be terrible.
So if you're Milwaukee, you're not trading for the 2026 pick. You're trading for the 2032 pick.
Exactly. You're betting on the collapse. It's the Boston-Brooklyn trade all over again with Pierce and Garnett. Boston got those picks, the Nets got old, and those picks turned into Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
So Milwaukee wants to short the Warriors' stock.
That's the whole play. But you can't just trade picks. You have to match that massive $54 million salary.
And this is where it gets awkward because the name everyone's mentioning is Jimmy Butler, who's currently injured.
Yeah, torn ACL. He's not playing this year.
So in this deal, he's not even a basketball player. He's a $50 million contract. He's salary filler.
It's cold, but that's exactly what he is. He's the ballast to make the money work.
Right.
Now, the other piece is Jonathan Kuminga, and that's the real debate for the Warriors. Do you keep the young guy with all the upside, or do you keep the injured veteran?
But the prize for Milwaukee is the picks.
It's all about the picks.
Okay, so that's Golden State's offer, a lottery ticket for the future. What about Miami? because Giannis and the Heat, that's been a flirtation for years. Heat culture seems like a perfect fit for him.
The fit is undeniable. The problem is the package. Miami is the opposite of Golden State. The Heat never, ever bottom out. They just reload.
So a Miami pick is always going to be in the 20s.
Always. You're never getting a top 5 pick from Pat Riley. So they have to offer players, not potential.
So what are we talking about? Tyler Herro?
Yep. Kyler Herro, who is from Wisconsin,
Right.
which is a nice little story for the Bucks. Then you've got Jaime Jaquez Jr. and the young center, Kel'el Ware. It's a package of known quantities.
So that's the big question for the Bucks GM. Do you take the good young players you can see right now, or do you take the Warriors mystery box? That could be anything.
It could be a boat, or it could be the next superstar. That's the gamble.
Then you've got the Knicks, and this one is interesting because the reports from last summer were that New York was the only other place Giannis wanted to play.
Right, but there's a huge gap between him wanting to go there and the Knicks actually being able to pull it off.
They're asset poor.
Very asset poor. They've already pushed their chips in.
Yeah.
And then you have the salary cap rules, the dreaded apron.
Okay, can you explain the second apron in, like, plain English? Because it sounds terrifying.
It basically is for a GM. Think of it like a hard ceiling. Once your payroll hits that number, you lose all your tools. The biggest one is you cannot aggregate salaries in a trade.
Meaning you can't stack smaller contracts to match a big one.
Exactly. You can't trade 2 guys making $15 million for 1 guy making 30. You have to do a 1-for-1 salary match, which is almost impossible with a contract as big as Giannis's. It just freezes you.
And both the Knicks and the Timberwolves are stuck there.
They're both dealing with it, which is why Minnesota is such a long shot. They're in this conversation because apparently Giannis loves Anthony Edwards.
I mean, who doesn't?
Right. A Giannis Ant pick and roll is the stuff of nightmares. But because of that apron, they have 0 first-round picks to trade.
Yeah.
None. So to get Giannis, they'd have to send out Julius Randle, Jaden McDaniels, and Dante DiVincenzo just to make the money work.
So you'd have Giannis and Ant, and then who? Bunch of G Leaguers.
Pretty much. It's 2 superstars and absolutely no depth. You're betting those 2 guys are so good that it doesn't matter. History says that's a bad bet.
Okay, so in the middle of all these suitors, there's this other team lurking in the background. The Portland Trailblazers. Why do they hold the skeleton key to this whole deal?
This is the ghost of the Damian Lillard trade coming back to haunt Milwaukee.
Ah, right.
When the Bucks traded for Dame to get the deal done, they gave Portland swap rights on their future picks.
Okay, walk us through why that is so critical right now.
Well, if you're the Bucks and you trade Giannis, you're starting a rebuild. You want to be bad to get a high draft pick.
Of course.
But because Portland owns those swap rights, if Milwaukee bottoms out and gets the #1 overall pick,
Portland can just take it.
they can just say, thank you, we'll take that #1 pick, and you can have our pick at number 15. So Milwaukee gets no benefit from being terrible. They'd be tanking for Portland.
Wow. So any Giannis trade has to go through Portland first.
It's basically a ransom call. The Warriors or whoever might have to send a pick to Portland just to get them to release those swaps. Portland is just sitting there with their feet up, waiting to get paid to get out of the way.
That is just incredible leverage. It really shows the long-term cost of those all-in moves.
There were no free lunches.
So let's talk about the timing. The deadline is a week away. Why the big rush to do this now?
Yeah.
Why not just wait until the summer?
2 big reasons. The first one is about his contract. Giannis is eligible for an extension this October. If a team like Golden State gets him now, they have a 4-month head start to sell him on staying long-term.
It's like a trial run.
Exactly. A trial marriage before you sign the papers. And the second reason is toxicity.
Right.
You can't put the selfish comment back in the bottle.
Yeah.
Can you really have him in that locker room for another 30 games? It would be a circus. Every single day would be a referendum on him leaving. It's just better to rip the Band-Aid off.
Speaking of awkward relationships, we have to talk about the fallout in New York with Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, the KT friction. This is that human cost we talked about.
I really feel for the guy. The Knicks are on a 4-game winning streak. He's playing great, doing everything they ask, and he has to wake up every morning and see his name in trade rumors for Giannis.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
And the reporting from New York says he is not happy about it. The term hard feelings keeps coming up. Imagine being the second best player on a winning team and knowing your organization sees you as just a trade chip.
He gave that public quote, "Trade rumors don't matter to me, but that's just what athletes have to say."
It's a defense mechanism. Of course it matters. It has to. But this is the cold business of the NBA. The Knicks are looking at it like KT is an all-star, But Giannis is an all-time great. If they have to hurt KT's feelings to get that upgrade, they'll do it.
It's just ruthless. And even if the trade doesn't happen, how do you fix that relationship? You've basically told your star, yeah, you're good, but we'd rather have the other guy.
You can't. You've broken that trust. The Knicks are playing with fire here.
So here we are, 1 week until the deadline. The whole league feels like it's just holding its breath.
It really does.
Yeah.
Whether he goes to the Warriors or the Heat, or even if he stays and it gets even uglier, the era of Giannis in Milwaukee, that stability, it's over.
And if it is the Warriors, I just can't stop thinking about that gamble.
The decade gamble.
Yeah. They would be completely punting on the years, 2028 through 2032. They're basically saying, we are willing to be the worst team in the league for 5 years if it gets us 2 more years of a Steph and Giannis title run.
It is the ultimate all-in move. Is
Yeah.
one more championship now worth 5 years of total irrelevance later?
Most fans would probably say yes.
They would? But maybe go ask a Brooklyn Nets fan how they felt after that Pierce and Garnett trade. It is a long, cold winter when you're bad and you don't even own your own draft picks.
That's the question. Is the ring worth the ruin? We will find out very, very soon.
This could be a wild week.
Thank you for listening to. Please comment, like, subscribe if you're on YouTube. Spotify, please leave 5-star review. It will help the channel grow. Until next time, please check our previous episodes.